Hello YouTube, today I'm going to show you guys how to play Ain't No Rest for the Wicked slide guitar. So before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about slide because I know you guys are going to be asking questions. So I use a bottleneck slide, so it's a glass slide. You can buy them, you can get Pyrex ones. This one's just the top of a wine bottle. I took a tile saw because my dad works in construction. So I cut the rim off the top of it, cut the bottle off, kind of sanded it so it wasn't too sharp, and it's kind of nice and tapered, and it's thick. A thick piece of glass sounds better. It doesn't absorb as much vibration, so you get better sustain. So I really like it, and it looks kind of ghetto too, so which is cool. So number two, to play this song, if you notice, that's not standard tuning. So to get there, what you do is you drop your 6th string, your 5th string, and your 1st string, so your low E, your A, and your high E. You drop them each down a whole step. So this is tuned from E down to D, and your A string is tuned from A down to G, and your high E string is tuned from E down to D. And actually I'm going to show you guys how to do that real quick. And I usually play a regular steel string guitar. I don't actually use the resonator as much just because it weighs like 20 pounds and yeah, it's just kind of annoying playing that heavy of an instrument. So anyway, alright, so I'm in standard tuning, so to drop down, you just drop your low E so it's an octave below your D string, just like if you're doing drop D, and then same thing on your A string, you drop it down to G, so it's an octave below your 6th string. And when you're detuning this much, it actually it relieves so much tension on the neck because you're loosening the strings so much that the neck actually kind of moves a little bit, and so it can actually raise the pitch of the other strings. So you kind of have to adjust it. You have to play with it a little bit. And then you also drop your high E string down a whole step to D as well. Sorry, I have a parakeet up on top of there, and he has decided to make noise. So anyway, okay. So you gotta kind of play with it. I'm just doing this by ear. Alright, that's probably good enough. So again, we've got D, G, D, G, B, D. So it's G major. Hey! Hey! Shush. You shush. Making a video. Okay, so now we've got 3 parts to the song. We've got the intro, the verse, and the chorus. All 3 of those get repeated at different points in the song. I'm not going to walk you through the whole song, every single part. I'm just going to show you the individual parts, those 3 individual parts, how to play each of them. Okay. Sorry about that. I took him out of the room. He's being a jerk. So, anyway, intro, verse, chorus. So the first part, we've got 3 chords. We've got G, just an open G, and then B flat, and then C. Those are the 3 chords that you're going to use for the intro. And you play it with the slide, and when you use the slide, you want to actually, whenever you're fretting with it, you don't want to press too hard all the way into the fret wire itself, because then it'll just sound like you're fretting rather than actually playing with a slide. It kind of defeats the purpose, and you'll get buzzing and stuff. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to actually make sure these fingers are laid across the strings behind it so that they can mute, because you'll sometimes get these weird overtones if you were to do it like this, which sometimes can be cool, and on an electric guitar you might not notice it as much, but it tends to drive me crazy. So the way to get around that is just mute behind it, and you'll get a cleaner sound. So I'll play it at tempo, and then I'll slow it down, take you through it, and show you how it's done. So the intro goes like this. Okay, so what I'm doing, again, just those 3 chords. We've got G, and when you bar all the way across on the third fret, that gives you B flat. Bar all the way across on the 5th fret, that gives you C. And so all I'm doing is I'm going open, 3, open, just back and forth like that. So it's, okay, that's the first part is, and then you slide up to the 5th fret, like that. So again, the whole thing, slowly. And so when you go up to the 5th fret, you can kind of slide in between, and I'm not going to totally microanalyze every single little bit of this. I know some tutorials do that. Not going to do that. So, moving on. The next part, the verse. It's the same chords, only this time you actually fret it with your fingers, not with the slide. And in addition to G, B flat, and C, we also have F, but it's just a power chord, and that's played your 6th string on the 3rd fret, 5th string on the 5th fret. Those 2 notes. So it goes like this. I'll play it at tempo and then slow it down. So it's, so it's really, really simple. The key here is that when you play your B flat and your C, you don't want to actually fret all 6 strings. You want to fret English. You want to fret 5 strings and not the 6. You want to push your finger just a little bit past the end of the 5th string so that the tip of your index finger is touching the 6th string but not fretting it, because you want to mute it like that. Because if it's there, you have a 5th below the root in the chord, and it muddies the sound up. So you want to just mute that string like that instead of so that kind of makes it sound a little nicer. So you've got 1 measure per chord for the first 2 chords, and then, or 3 chords, and then the last 2 chords are half a measure each. So it's 1. Let's see. Let me try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 like that. And so those are 16th notes, and you just strum on every single one of them. Just kind of in between when you play the chords, just keep your fingers flat on here, muting everything, and you can get a nice kind of chunky rhythm going on. Okay, and then the last part is the chorus, and this part is the most fun. So it goes like this. So all I'm doing is I'm sliding up to the 12th fret, which is an octave, so that's a G major chord. And you kind of shake it around a little bit, gives you a little vibrato, it sounds cool. And you can slide up, you know, it doesn't matter, there's not a specific fret you have to start on to slide up there. You just start somewhere lower on the neck to get a nice kind of glissando into the chord, you know. And then after that, you play open and kind of hammer onto the 3rd fret, which again is our B flat, up to C. So, and there's a lot of that you kind of... And I can count through that so you can kind of see what beats they're on. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like that. So playing and counting out loud, playing that and counting out loud is actually kind of difficult. I haven't tried that until I tried making the video, and I realized it's a pain in the butt. So anyway, that's how you play it. If you get to the end of this kind of scratch in your head, just go back through. I cover everything you need in this. Just use your brain. You're intelligent people. You're watching me, aren't you? So you must be intelligent. So anyway, Happy New Year, and thanks.